Quick disclaimer, there's no editing, therefore look at the description to see some corrections. Good day, everyone. Welcome back. So I went to Cuba last summer. That was, I believe, if I can remember clearly, it was June, the ending part of June. So I went there. It was because I had a school immersion course that I was doing and I needed to complete it. So I was able to go. I mean, it was such an amazing experience. Like the whole trip itself. It was my first time traveling as an adult out of the country. And it was just crazy. And I thought I wasn't gonna be able to make it, but just how the trip was even made possible. I went there with a Cuban, the lady right here, the lovely lady, amazing. She has so much energy. Like, it's out of this world. Yeah, so I went with her and she just showed me so much around her country. I lived with her family, so I really got the experience, the Cuban experience. I was living around the locals, so I wasn't at a fancy hotel. I was at a humble place, but I felt like royalty. The care was just superb. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that has passed. Here is where that's like the second day. Well, the day after I reached, we went to this museum, the Yoruba museum. It's funny, not funny, but more interested because it have that African root, that African root. So I found that interesting. And here is the Capitolio, the famous building. It's a government building. And of course you can see the fancy cars. Yeah, it was just interesting. But the night before this day, I went to Dona Alicia restaurant, which I was so, surprised. I don't know why. I honestly, before when going to Cuba, I had a very bad ideology because people speak about it overall as if this place is the opposite of, but it's, my one way to describe Cuba would be beautiful with hardship. Yeah. And yeah, I think that was new money that was printed, like the new release of notes. As you can see, I ate a lot. Well, this is me right now. I was slim and pretty skinny, but I left Cuba surprisingly with weight. Like, oh, my favorite, the ice cream. Cuba has the best ice cream this far, like hands down. I mean, the ice creams are amazing. Like, it is so much to say, so much to talk about. It was truly an amazing experience. I just want to document, some of the stuff that I experienced. But what can I say? The only bad things in my experience for me was the food. The food I did not really like. It was pretty bland. Not all, but most of the food was bland. And surprisingly, they do not have pepper. Like, they don't have spice. They don't eat hot pepper. They don't even grow it. So thank God I brought my little hot sauce. So that was good. Another thing, the internet connection sucks. I mean, it was really, really bad. You could only get internet in the parks, or you can get internet using one of the it's a sim. Yeah, you could use a sim and that sim will help you, so that's great. Boom, right there. There it goes. That's the stem that I was able to use to get internet. What else? Yeah, so the food, internet. I think the last thing really is, I feel like sadness as far as, because I live around the local, like I was almost waking up every day, following the normal routine. It's hard. I mean, Cuban people are some of the most resilient, creative, hardworking people, and they're full of energy, But me, knowing where I'm from and what I have, I find it to be very sad. So it was a little sad, feeling sorry for people, but really, they don't feel sorry for themselves. They're enjoying their lives. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. But apart from those three things, I mean, it was amazing. Like, I felt safe, very safe, safer than where I'm from. So that should tell you something. um, yeah, like, it was absolutely great. And there's so much beautiful things, the beautiful people, um, the beautiful nature. The country has a beautiful landscape. I mean, they have rivers, they have beaches, they have mountains. I mean, and something that really, I was like, oh, is that they are the biggest island really in the Caribbean. So makes sense. But yeah, and as far as architect go, from what I saw online, remember this is like my first country this far in my journey to traveling the world. So far the only knowledge I have of other countries is what I research and look at. And I noticed that their architect mostly resembles Spain's own. And of course that makes sense based on the history. But of course I would assume the Spain buildings are more kept, whereas Cuba has a lot of old buildings, very old buildings, which is so sad. But yeah, unless you have money, people who has money has very nice homes. Foreigners who co-own places, their buildings are nice. And of course the touristic areas, they have nice buildings. The government keep up with their building. And Cuba is so interesting. It's one country where you could be at one place, you turn to your right, and it looks so touristic and so modern. And you turn to your left, and all you see is broke up houses, dilapidated houses. And it's like, what? And it makes sense why a lot of people say it's like you're stuck in time, you know? Because it has some of that element to it. But at the same time, it's very futuristic. Like, I think I said this before, but the first restaurant I went to once we land was Dona Alicia, and they had robots waitress. And that's the first time I was like, oh, is that Cuba? But yeah. So, oh, right here is the paella. That was very mushy. I always wanted to taste paella because I love seafood. I didn't really like the paella. The Cuban paella, I should say. But I hope to try as I travel to other Spanish countries. But yeah. That's me at the university. This area is right opposite of I don't want to mispronounce this. The Malecon. Oh man, I hope I didn't say the bad word, but yeah. That place is very beautiful. That area by the sea, the border, the sea is amazing. And yes, when I was home and there was nothing to do, I would watch TV. Every to me enjoying the mangoes. Oh yes, Cuba has the best fruits. The land is blessed. The agriculture is blessed. They have the biggest fruits. And you would think because they're big, they're being added like so they're adding like chemicals to them for them to be big. No, they're naturally big like that, and they're delicious. If you eat one mango, you will get full of it, like literally. Oh, and I had the pizza from Mimosa. Oh, I didn't like it, to be honest. But yeah, Cuba is green. If I can remember, when the minute I land, what I noticed was the greenery. It was very green everywhere. Just the trees, the plants, the bushes. It was green. And of course, the first thing I smelled was tobacco. Everyone seems to be smoking there. Mind you, some people don't smoke. Like the people in my home, they didn't smoke. They actually don't like it. But the majority smoke. Everyone, the doctor smoking, the teenagers are smoking. I won't be surprised if even younger kids are smoking. But yeah. Oh wow, this is the bodega, I should call it. And previously you saw this little book. It's a government book where you get a bread every day, and I believe once a month you get rice. Yeah, that's a newspaper, and that's the famous 3 peso in coin and in note with Che on it. Oh, I just took these random photos of guests, different people that was in the house. Everyone have nice nails. If their nails are due, that's another thing I feel like Cuban are really good at. Their nails. The nails are beautiful. It looks almost like your own nails. It looks natural. It looks light. It's not bulky. And this guy, that's his store. He said take a photo of him. Oh, these, even looking at this makes me want to gag. The croquettes, I did not like them. Oh man, I think they were fish croquettes. I did not like it. And tamales, I think I just don't like tamales, but it's not because it's bad. But yeah, that's the Habana tour. That's like the second day. That's one of the tours we took. Here are some Marines, some Russian Marines. We was at the Revolution, Museum. Very nice. Very interesting. My first mojito, I believe. Yeah, that was my first mojito. That one didn't have alcohol. Like it didn't taste. It tastes almost like just like water. Oh, earlier I had a daiquiri. It was funny when I tried a daiquiri. In my country, we have daiquiri, but it's like a sweet drink, almost like a slush. No, not like a slush, but yeah, it's like an icy drink. How can I describe not like a slush? No, it's very fine, very fine. It's amazing. We have great daiquiri here. So I thought daiquiri was almost like that, but no, daiquiri is actually an alcohol drink. That's when I think my first sip, I was like, oh, but I should know better because we were at the bar, at the bar area. So yeah. Oh, the streets are beautiful. I took the street a lot. The other thing you notice around the streets of Cuba, if you look at the transportation, they're so creative. Anything you can put a wheel on is transportation. They have taxi, they have buses, they have double buses. anything that could be moved could be a taxi. And everywhere you look, there's no business. Everyone's selling something. You have to, because it's rough.
¿Está cargando? Sí.
Everyone, almost everyone, selling. And anything, anything is up for sale. Like I was walking, and I noticed some things were selling were like socks, like used shoes. Stuff like that makes you stop, but then that's the culture, that's the situation people are in.
¿Qué pasó con el cine?
I would say if you go to Cuba, everything is counted. Extra stuff.
Aquí no mete cine nada más.
Please do. It will help someone. It will make someone's day.
El que está en Infanta ese, no me acuerdo cómo se llama ahora.
El astral.
El astral, no, el astral no. El astral es ahora teatro. El Yara,
El Acapulco.
El Acapulco también creo que sí, creo. Sí, es único arriba.
One thing I noticed too in the rules of Cuba is that the flag is almost everywhere, and of course,
Está de madre.
Está de madre. Bueno, hay que seguir peleando aquí.
No, claro.
A todo el mundo no le toca irse de aquí, güey. Que a todo el mundo no le toca irse de aquí.
I learned that in 2016 he passed away.
A todo el mundo no le toca.
And there's a new, at the time where I was there, there was of course a new president.
Sí, la de...
But you don't see his face or nothing. You don't even hear talking about him much. But you will see that out everywhere. But of course, people don't really talk about these things, in the country. However, common sense. But what
Eso está... Ahí no hay nada. Ahí funciona la piscina y nada la misma. Optimísima la piscina.
Compared to a lot of people
Sí, también.
like it. And a lot of people say
Y eso es que sea lo mejorcito que haya
much better. Because that's something I also noticed.
Quiero dar la viñeta, un poco.
There is a lot of shops. Yeah. Especially in the local places. There was a shop it's ridiculous. It stench, it piles up. Oh man, it's horrible. And they said when he was, controlling these things, and also too, there's like how in my country we have something called like dogs, like stray dogs. They call them cupcake. They like. I feel like when you think of a typical normal dog, that's what we have, But in Cuba, they have these little furry dogs. Stray dogs. They have the prettiest. I'm not but I feel like people who love dogs, then you would want to sneak some of them out of the country. And they're really cute. And they're all over the place. And I'm like, these are the kind of dogs that, people have as little pets and, but they're normal stray dogs. Yeah. And as far as religion go, I noticed that Cuba is more of a, Catholic. Yeah, as far as religion goes. But they have that other religions, still some Catholic. I can't remember the name of it neither. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but it's almost like voodoo. The Haitian.
No, veo ella que se da con todo el mundo, ella está ahí. Ese no está en nada.
La línea el tren. Antes el tren se podía venir aquí en tren.
Sí.
La gente venía antes en tren.
Me bajaba ahí.
Pero ya el tren no sale de... Hoy antes tú pasabas por aquí todas esas casas vendiendo
De todo.
Ya no hay nadie vendiendo nada.
Sí, pero ya la temporada de diciembre sí se vende de todo un poquito más. Ahora porque no es la temporada, ¿entiendes? Que es lo que estaba esperando. Y aquí era donde mayormente.
Mira los mames y los aguacates cómo están.
¿A cómo es, mamey?
Este pastel, ¿no? ¿Pastel? Bueno, y el túnel nos decían que se estaba hundiendo.
Nada,
Also, I was again impressed.
no creen eso,
It's embarrassing. It's like, oh, but you know, you don't know until you learn, and that's good.
Claramente.
That's why it's so important to travel and learn about other people's culture instead of
¿Tú ves?
coming from a place where you're just guessing. You need to see it
Yo nunca me he
yourself.
enterado.
And
Si te digo de mí.
like I said, Cuba is a huge
Un
country,
manejo de niño, yo le digo.
and so we're on our way now to
No,
go
es
to
una reparación.
the 9 o'clock ceremony, the canning ceremony. On the other side,
Ah,
is
se le
like
acaba
an
de
island.
pasar. No, pero loco, por el lado, ¿eh?
And usually persons take
Aquí
the
tengo un estado
ferry
aquí.
or the boat there, but the boat wasn't working at the time
Sí.
where we was at.
Es que
So
te
we're
molestaba,
able
soy
to
por el
take
lado
an
acá. Vaya para Pingón por ahí, vaya, compadre.
basically an underground road. Well, not underground, more like under the ocean, under the sea, kind of route. So instead of
Son los chubatones, son que para que
taking
no
the
rompan
boat,
aquí en el túnel.
like the road was actually, it's like, you're gonna see, I believe, yes, we're able to go in there. It was like, wow. So we like currently like under the water now. Yeah, we're under the water now. And I was like, huh?
Yes.
But again, maybe the best they can. That was rich. We're on the other side. So Cuba have everything. No, I'm saying Cuba has everything.
Everything. Look at the water that they find. Look for the water. This is the water.
I see.
Y este hay que pagarlo ahora, Dionito. Pasar el túnel este hay que pagarlo.
Espera, este no. Hasta ahora menos mal que estoy en radio.
Oh, that's why some people take the boat to go over there. Some people take the boat to go over there.
Yeah.
It's across.
nada, es la cabaña.
La cabaña, pero como lo han arreglado.
Sí, ahora es una unidad militar de muchachos. Pues eso ya.
Hay gente que lo han caminado.
¿Eh?
Que dice ella que quien camina todo esto, hay gente que lo han caminado.
Hay mucha gente que viene caminando, que se van ahí en la parada del túnel ahí, todo eso sube. Claro, todo el mundo viene en carro.
Está lleno.
Sí, pues ahí no se llena todo el día. Dice que hay aguacero, hay agua, ¿no? ¿Sí? Y si llueve, suben a uno que es eléctrico.
¿Sí?
Claro, eso nunca ha dejado sonar.
Yo creo que se lo deberían.
Y yo bien, eso nunca ha dejado sonar. Hay uno que es eléctrico, que si falla.
Tienen para acá arriba, ¿ves?
Se elevaron los puentes y la faena.
Dame la mano. Vamos, cariño, para allá, vamos. Vamos para allá abajo. Ay, oye.
Eso es lo interesante, que no sabes cuándo va a disparar, ¿entiendes? Entonces tienes que ver la mecha.
Ey, ven ahí.
Si estás ahí cerca, si lo escuchas, porque sientes cómo hace chupa. Cuando chupa, cuentas un segundo y ¡pum! Fíjate que la mecha, hasta que se pierde. Y hace duro, ¿eh?
9 en punto.
visit
Eso es lo
every
interesante,
night.
que
And
no
when I
sabes
was
cuándo vas a parar. Tienes que ver la mecha.
Hey, ven hoy.
Si estás ahí
I
cerca,
could still, I
si
could
lo escuchas, porque sientes como hace
Yes.
chupa. Cuando chupa,
But by the way, I
cuentas un
was,
segundo y
I'm all over the place.
fíjate que la
Oh.
mecha hasta que
I
se
pray
pierda.
that next time that I will be way more organized than this, my next country that I do have. But yes, I was
9 o'clock.
specifically in the
9 o'clock.
Central Havana. Yes, that's where I was.
Estuvieras viviendo la
Our
historia.
alarm is bad. This is the
I'm
time.
trying, yeah, I was in Havana, the
This is the
capital,
time.
specifically in Central Havana. That's where I
But
was.
your fun time.
And I was very close to old yeah, quote unquote, but yeah, so Cuba is being invited to
¿Le tienen miedo?
I probably pronounce it wrong, but yes, and Havana would be considered. And then after that, oh, boom, there we go. And just like that, my longest road trip this far, and my first road trip, it was a total of, I'm trying to remember if it was 8 hours in total or 60. No, it was 8 hours because it took 4 hours to go and 2 hours to come. It was long. And that is because we were traveling from one municipio to another. I feel like I'm saying the wrong thing. It's province or oh man. But yeah. And we was going to Cienfuegos. We passed Manzana before we went to Cienfuegos. So it was really a really long trip. We were waking 4 a.m. in the morning. And that's when I knew like this place was safe because it was so late in the night. Only us was walking, maybe some cats. And we went to the park to stand to wait for our bus. And there were people in the park just laying down, catching fresh air. And yeah. And for almost, it felt like almost like 10 minutes, there's a police car, patrol car that came in. You know, that was, you know, everywhere has its problem, but I have to say that overall, people really, I think they're doing a good job at trying to keep, you know, things in order as best as they can. And it's interesting, it's a country where you would think there'll be a lot of problems because things are so rough and things are so tiny. So it gives people motive, you know, to do bad things, but, you know, really and truly, like, if you want to give people things, they are not going to do that I respect. And I just learned a lot. And as I was traveling on this trip, that long road trip, I learned that how sustainable they are. I mean, in a way, they have to, you know, this too. But, you know, with my little country, like, you pass so many rice fields, you know, so much agriculture field where they can feed their people. Now, the only thing that kills it is transportation. Taking these produce from this area into the city, you know, that might be a hassle. But overall, I was really impressed, and I find it so cool. It's so beautiful. I mean, these photos, these videos, especially, I was filming on my bubbler phone. I'm happy for it, you know, at least I have the phone to, you know, to film. But man, you have to be there to see with your own eyes. I just appreciating God and, you know, He made this world. And that is why I really, really, really want to travel more. So I can see more of His creation, His people, His land, you know. For example, I live in a country that is very beautiful. We have amazing beaches. don't have amazing rivers, we don't have amazing mountains, and I have to go to another person's country to see that, you know. But yeah, but let me let you continue to enjoy. That's our first stop. Back on the road we go. Tired. But I really enjoy looking at the window and watching everything. So going there, my eyes was open. People were sleeping. No, my eyeballs was wide open, looking at everything. But coming back, definitely, I was knocked out. Finally, Cienfuegos. That's our how do I say that? Like transition bus, because we had to go into this big mad truck. This was very scary. Like we are around mountains. I felt like I was going to the end of the world, like the end of this earth. It's like a non-stop drive, and this drive was scary. Like the road was so narrow and steep, and valleys, like we had valleys all around us, so it was scary. I have to say the drivers are top professional, and I say God be the glory. Will I go? This place was the river. It is like a park. El Neto, sí, El Neto. Aquí tiene mucho rivers, waterfalls, very beautiful. However, if I ever go back to El Neto,
You need to go that way.
I will be on a helicopter. I'm not driving, like, that was very scary. Like, I was holding my heart. Like, everybody was like, bracing themselves. It was a very dangerous drive, I have to say, but I guess the people know what they're doing. They've been doing this for years. You know, clearly I'm alive to tell you the story. So, yeah. Yeah, it was very scary. And there they also have a zip lining, like to a forest. I didn't do it. One of my regrets, to tell the truth, I didn't do it because I was with, you know,
Awesome.
she was a little older, and plus we was with another, see us there, Russo.
Okay, sí,
Yeah, he
vale.
was too young, you know.
La mayor
And so
cascada
I
del
was
mundo,
stuck. I
mis
really wanted
amigos.
to do it. I'm adventurous. I want to try stuff like that. But I was scared for the language barrier because I'm like, I'm going to go there by myself. I won't be able to understand. But you learn and you live.
Mucho
I know
frío.
next time I'm going to enjoy myself.
Tiempo,
I learned my lesson. but yeah. I'm sure it would have been fun too. And I also want to learn how to swim. Like, I could not jump in the water and swim. I could only feel the water.
Esta agua está más fría que la de la
So that's another thing I've learned. Learn how to swim. So I just have to watch the people enjoy themselves. look at my ears and it just got exploded. So beautiful. Oh, it's way more beautiful in person. And also, I didn't go all the way up. I'm gonna learn to research my place and be more equipped. But a lot of the things we kind of did in short notice, and it wasn't really as organized. But the higher you go, the more beautiful waterfall the bigger waterfall you get to see. I think I saw about 2 waterfalls, and then I came down. And another thing is, I was again traveling with an older person and a younger person. And yeah, we'd have to be careful. But I need to learn to not be so scary. I think the language barrier made me really close off. And us going. Oh, and previously, I don't know if you saw that, I had a mojito again. This mojito was real. It was so... Man, it got me a little lightheaded. But yeah. And there's me getting my nails done. And yeah. That was Cuba. Cuba. Yeah. Just like that, flyer went back home. An amazing lady. Senora Khan. Lady Maria. Amazing. Yes. It was great. I'm so grateful. Thank God. And for many more. We will be traveling more. We will. And we'll live and enjoy life. Adios. Hasta luego.